Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss P, and
JB.
JB is here. You've seen the title correctly. This is a much requested video. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and follow your girl on social media at MissTP90. We posted a photo a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
And the photo, what was in the photo, JB?
We got married. It was our wedding for
We
some of them.
got married.
I gotta put my glasses on because I can't see. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Almost a month ago.
We did.
Of course, you know, in this video.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but we did. We did the thing.
We really did. There are days where I'm like, oh shoot, I'm married. I got a whole husband out here. And a lot of you have posted that in the comment section. Like, oh my God, Miss P, how dare you just get married? And you didn't tell us nothing. You ain't say you engaged. You ain't say nothing.
Who?
That's how I do things. You tired?
Real G's move in silence.
That's true. And
Like
I'm
lasagna.
a OG's OG. So yeah, we did get married. A lot of you were asking for like our love story per se. And I was like, oh, okay. People are interested in our love story.
Yeah.
So I told JB about it and he was like, shoot, let's do it. Those of you have been asking about, do we have a registry for when we got married? I do have some registry information down below. And also, honey, we've been taking cash apps all day long. So whatever you give, whether it's $1 up to whatever, we appreciate it. And for those of you who have done that, it's been super awesome. Thank you, because you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And also, adulting is high. Being married is expensive. I didn't know that when we were just kicking it escape. Honey, we just had to worry about going out to eat.
What movie we were gonna
Movie
go see?
money. That was like, oh shit, we got to buy some furniture.
We need some drapes.
Pillows
I used to
are
talk
high.
junk. I used to talk junk about people who put sheets up the drapes. But I tell you what,
I bought a water hose yesterday, and I said, why this shit $18? What in the world? It's just too much at one time.
but we're having fun though.
We
God's
are.
been blessing us.
God is good.
He really has been blessing
God
us.
is really good.
Beyond my imagination and beyond anything that I've ever seen before.
That's true.
And that's why I know that there's something very, very special about Tara and I, because he has shown us some things that I've never seen before. So
Yeah, it's a wonder for
it is
sure.
I really think they may want us to start from the beginning.
In the beginning. Technically, I have known JB for a very long time. He was our family, and still is our family's accountant. But the aha is, I would only see him once a year. So I wasn't looking at JB like
I wouldn't
that.
look at her either.
I look at him a lot now. But I wasn't looking at him back then. I was just like, oh, okay, hey. It was always very professional. He was always super professional and, you know, making sure we got our refunds and things and we didn't go to jail.
Right.
And he still does that now, praise the Lord. It's great to have a personal accountant. But anyway, that is how we knew Jeff. Fast forward to like 2019, I was starting my MBA program at the, no, 2018. I'm sorry. This isn't right. It was 2018.
Yeah, it was 2018 when she started the MBA program.
And my first class was an accounting class. It was one of those 8-week courses. I got in the class late, and the aha was I had to do 8 weeks of work in like 3-4 weeks. So I asked my dad. I said, I was like, dang, Dad, I really got to get this thing. Oh, all these numbers freaking me out. And he said, you know what? You need to call Jeff. And I said, duh, he's an accountant. He'd be able to help me. So I hit up Jeff. And at that time, he was like, sure, I don't mind helping you. So the crazy thing, we ended up studying solid 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks?
2 weeks straight.
I got an A in the class. And
we were studying every day.
every single day.
Every single day.
Correct.
For 2 weeks.
There was times I'd get off work. He'd be getting off from what he was doing. We'd go to Barnes & Noble, crack it, knock it out. Got an A in the class.
And sometimes we'd leave Barnes and Nobles and go to Kickback Jacks.
Because they'd be open.
Yeah, it'd be open, and it was like, wasn't it the end of football season? It was like playoffs or something.
Yeah.
And it would be like real loud inside the place, but we
So
were still
loud.
sitting over there with a
Yeah.
computer, notebooks, doing accounting problems.
Exactly.
Which I thought was very interesting that we were able to do that. And I told her, I said, we can do anything together. And we were able to accomplish that, especially when she got the A. I was like, yo, we can do anything together.
That's true.
'Cause we really knocked it out. We really did.
And at that time, I think our friendship had really blossomed because we were able to just kick it, talk, but still focus. And I thought that was really cool. And in my head, I was like, dang, I would really love Jeff as a friend. Like, he's like a really good guy friend for me. And we ended up still being friends.
Yeah. She paid me though.
I did. I said, Jeff, I gotta pay you. And he was like, no, I
I
don't.
was like, nah, yeah. I was like, I had fun. I learned.
And that's Jeff. He's very much so like, no, if I can help you. And that is genuinely him. Because in my head, I was like, what? People don't do that. But that's Jeff. If he can help you, he will help you. And I said, no, I have to pay you for your time.
So she paid
And
me.
I paid him.
I was like,
yeah, he was like, thanks.
she just took all my leverage away.
But that's me, though. I feel like you have to, you know, give people something for their time. And I did. So, but we stayed in contact. But like I said, it wasn't nothing like that.
No.
We was just very professional,
Very professional.
happy, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, you know, that was it. From time to time, we would have dinner. I was working full time at that time, so it would be dinner. But it would be spotty.
Right.
Time to time. Fast forward to end of August, top of September. I was still out of work because I was on disability from my job because I was sick. I had ended my relationship that I was in at that time. Jeff and I had no relationship prior to then. We were just friends.
Yeah, we was real cool.
That was it. We were just real cool. I think our first date was actually in that fall.
Yeah.
Where we went out, and because I had just got out of my relationship and I was like, no, I don't want to do that no more, I'm good. But Jeff was like, hey, we should for real go out on a date. I know we hang out, but we should like really try this thing. And I was like,
yeah, and the thing of it was is that I felt like I had to talk to her dad because I've known her dad longer than I've ever even laid eyes on her.
Yeah.
I've known her dad like 15 years because he used to tell me all the time, you should meet my daughter. I was like, why would he ask me? Why would he tell me that I need to meet his daughter? I was like, oh, whatever. And I blew that off really for years because he was saying this was right when you got out of college, and I was like,
yeah,
that's not. But he was talking about from a business standpoint.
right. Now we know that.
Now we know he was like, no, I thought y'all would, do some kind of business together or whatever. And I was
Right.
like,
Well, we
we doing some business. Anyway, we got the real business. Serious business.
Capital B on
With a capital B.
Business.
Business.
Ass, like ass, you get it. Just
Business.
ass. But
yeah, so he kept telling me that. So when I did meet her, I understood because me and her dad get along so well. We would talk for hours. Yeah. And me and Tara, we did the same thing. We would get together, we'd talk for hours and hours and hours. We're like, what's going on, So yeah, we decided we were going to have our first real date. And that's what we did. I called her, as a matter of fact. I was like, before we had our first real date, I called you one time. I was like, you hungry? You like, I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
And we went out to eat and we hung out like the whole day. And I was like, that was mad easy.
But I found that fascinating that I could be with someone the whole day and then ask him the next day, what you doing?
What you doing? Yeah, you weren't tired of him. She didn't say nothing crazy that made me go, what's wrong with you?
Right. And fast forward, I still feel the same way.
Yeah, we get together real good.
That's true.
But yeah, so we went out on our first date.
We did.
And I think you got some footage from that.
I do. It's really cute. Uncle Julio's will always have a special place in our heart. Jeff and I are going on a date. Cheers to an awesome first date, new beginnings. That's smooth.
Yes, it is.
Burned my chest just a little.
Yeah, that was a good drink there.
How's your quesadilla, Jeffrey?
Quesadilla es muy bueno.
Your quesadilla is good. Ay, ay, ay.
Tíos Julio, el número uno.
We've been drinking.
Tíos Julio.
We'll see how these are flouted, honey. These are flouted. So we made it into Spencer's.
That for you.
I'm fucking fabulous. Yes. Fuck. That's it.
Good morning, ass.
F-U-C-K. Point of fucking everything. Our date's wrapping up.
Oh, man.
Well, we have to go home, but our date in Raleigh is wrapping up.
Yep.
How was your date in Raleigh?
Excellent. Definitely something we do again. I had a great time, babe.
I had a great time too. We had funners.
We did. We most definitely did.
Date number 1 down.
A million more to go.
Mm-hmm.
Our official
First date.
first date.
Has a coupling.
That's right, huh? Wow.
But we made some very special moments at Uncle Julio's. Not even that time. But we've been to Uncle Julio's, I say at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And the third time, I tell you what.
I was the one that made it very eventful. Don't get the drink that has Everclear in it. I was so drunk, it was ridiculous. Jeff had to, and I hate that I have to tell people this, but that's when I knew Jeff was my man, because he literally wiped my ass that day, helping me out of the place.
She was
Well, that's another
ridiculously, and I was so embarrassed. I almost broke up with her then. I was like, you know what, this is not gonna work. She got just, and I was watching her. The whole thing was, I was like, okay, our food hasn't come out yet, and we're at the bar. I'm like, she ain't ate nothing today. And this guy's like, yeah, you gotta try this drink. It's got Everclear in it. And I'm like,
You were gonna break up with me?
I was gonna leave you right there in Uncle Julio's.
Oh, you were gonna leave me there.
If I had drove and your mama had drove, I'd have been like.
So you were gonna leave me there, but you weren't gonna.
I was gonna put you in the car. I was gonna make sure you were safe.
Okay.
I was gonna put you in the car with your mama and be like, you take her home. And I'd be like, Tara, let's be real.
Really?
No, I wasn't gonna bring her with you.
I was about to say, you'd have been back.
I said, she needs help. She got drunk, and I was like, yo, oh my God. But that wasn't our first date. That was at Uncle Julio. But our first date went without a hitch.
It was great.
A great time.
It was a great
We really
day.
did.
It was.
And it was the first time that I probably spent over $100 eating out, and I didn't mind.
Right.
I didn't mind.
He didn't even blink when we
like,
did.
oh, what it is.
But we were like, oh.
Boop, boop, boop. I'm like.
Now, that's something that we love to do, is eat.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to always get something to eat, go out to eat, or do anything around food. That's one of our favorite things.
Yeah, we love to eat. We love the movies.
We do love the movies. At one point,
I've actually gained weight fooling around with Tara. I was like, yo, we're going to eat out
we
like
were going to the gym.
Yeah, we were going to the gym. And the pandemic came.
Yes, it was the
and
pandemic.
I mean,
just upped the ante.
Literally, every time I got ready to come see Tara, even when we were studying, I would stop at Marshall's or something and get a new shirt. So I got all these little tight black shirts that I can't wear right now. I was like, I can't even wear the little tight t-shirts I used to buy to come study with you. I used to do my push-ups outside.
Yes, he had a whole system. I never knew about this system.
She did not know about the system.
We have had a journey.
Yeah, her dad did not expect us to be in dating.
No, my dad. It took my dad a minute to
like. Yeah, because me and her dad were like boys.
It's like I took my dad's man. Kind of.
We were boys. Me and her dad were real cool. We talked about everything. He was really like a father figure to me anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's old, of course, older than me, but he reminded me a lot of my dad. When we started dating, he was like, I expected her to date somebody like Jeff, not Jeff.
He would always say that, and it would make me laugh. And even when we first got together, there were so many things that I guess we both had to not deal with, but come to terms with. Like for me, you know how everybody has a list.
Right.
The top 3 things on my list, the number 1 was I didn't want to date anybody older than me. I hadn't.
That would be me.
I didn't want to date nobody that had kids.
I got kids.
And I didn't want to date nobody that's already been married.
Been married.
That was my top 3. And I even told Jeff that. When we decided, I said, honey, no, that ain't going to work now. No, I don't think so. But I had to be able to say, okay, let's try. Let's see.
I wasn't going to really date, period.
Yeah.
I'd been through so much, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be that old man in the club with the white sandals. Look, with the sandals on, with the white socks and the gold chain.
With your earrings.
Come here, girl. Come here. I'll be here when you get back. But no, I was like, no. And then, I am older than Tara, but I'm not twice her age. I didn't think that I would date someone who hadn't been married before, who didn't have kids, because there's a lot that goes into that. Unless you've experienced it, there's a chasm of understanding that could exist. And I was like, me and Tara just never had a chasm of misunderstanding, and because our communication skills were built on our friendship.
Right.
So we typically are able to put each other in each other's shoes really good, really quickly, And she wants the best for me. I want the best for her. I try to give her my best attention, time, effort, all of that. And she does the same thing for me. And so with that, I felt like, no, we have the basics, qualifications for a good relationship. We have those in place.
Right.
There's some things that when we first started dating that I said I wasn't going to do, and one was argue and fuss and use 4-letter words and call her out her name. I've been through all of that. I know where that goes. I know how that happens. I know where it goes. I know that there's no end to it. And so I was like, nah, we're not doing that.
Right.
We're not gonna argue. We're not gonna fuss. We're gonna wait till we can talk. We're gonna talk.
Right.
And we're not gonna ever not talk.
Exactly.
You got some people, they get mad at you and they don't even want to talk to you. And it's kind of like, but you ain't trying to work on a relationship.
Exactly.
You got 5 other people that you're talking to, 5 other people that you're hashing your problems out with, when you should be doing it with the person that you're with. And so we are each other's person.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean I don't talk to my uncle or my brother about problems that I may have.
Right.
But I'm even, some things I don't tell them. There are things that are strictly me and Tara.
Right.
And
I agree.
And that's the way I like it, and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Communication. That's the biggest thing that has helped our relationship. Because so many people have asked me, "Oh my God, how do you?" Because to some people, it's like they can't.
He got kids.
Fathom.
He been married before. You ain't been married. Blah blah blah.
It's like they
but
can't
we talk about it.
Fathom. Sometimes I even have to ask Jeff, "How to help me understand this piece? Go through that one more time so that I can get it. Because I ain't been through that. So help me."
Right.
And he'll do the same. Tara, I don't understand where you're coming from. I want to get it, but help me a little bit more. So we have to constantly do that. But that was the basis of our relationship, was just being friends.
That, and also when I began to understand that stress has an effect on her health, I made it in my business to say, hey, I'm not going to stress you. And if I think that I'm stressing you, I'm going to always be trying to employ the tactics so that stress is alleviated. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it works. Sometimes I still stress it because I'm a man. She's a female, obviously. So there's some things that I do. I could be short with my words or whatever. Mm-hmm. But for the most part...
And vice versa.
Yeah, for the most part, she knows that I'm all about her being stress-free.
And even with me, I'm quick to say something a lot of times.
That's cool. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, and sometimes Jeff is like, "Did you just hear yourself?" And I have to go, "Ooh, my bad. I'm so sorry." And vice versa. Sometimes I have to go, "Jeff, what did you mean by that?" But you have to do that. So that's something I would tell you all out there in your friendships, whoever. If you don't get it, you need to ask somebody, "What did you mean by that?" Because you're going in your brain somewhere else, and he might have just meant, "I'm really just going to the car. I didn't mean I'm leaving." And you're like, "Oh, okay." Because everybody has various triggers.
Oh, my God.
Everybody has various things they're working on and need to work on. And that's all a relationship is. It's helping each other heal and be better people.
Yeah, we always talk about the PTSD that we have from prior relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And we try not to... We try not to pull each other's triggers. And I'll tell her, yo, this is where this is coming from. This is why I'm feeling this way.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with you.
I'm just
this is what I've been through. And when you said that, it took me to a place that you were not even present.
Right.
But this is, this is my trauma that I've had to, deal with.
Exactly.
And as long as we understand that we're just trying to, be peaceful places for one another, we can work on that. We definitely work on that. And she knows that I love her. She knows that I just want her to be stress-free and do anything for her. She knows that.
And vice versa. I love Jeffrey very, very much. And I want the best for him as well. And I want him to be stress-free. I totally appreciate how much he dotes on me and wants me to be okay. And, you know, I think that's amazing and admirable. And I feel the same way with him. So that's something he's learning about me, is like, damn, she really do want me to be all right.
Now, the weird part was, in the beginning of the relationship, I was not someone that was used to being doted on. So it was hard for me to even accept what you call good treatment. You know, it's like the way she treated me. I was like, yo, I don't.
And that was a lot for me to.
You ain't got to do all that. Just say thank you.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, if I want to buy you something or do something for you or compliment you.
Nah, I don't do that.
And you're great, you know, and even compliments, he'd be like, no. And where now he'd be like, thank you. I
do my best. I do my best.
Yeah. But what if we'd have just stopped?
Right.
What if I'd have said, you know what, never mind. Or what if you'd have been like, nah, I don't want all that love and extraness. And even the love he was giving me, I was like, yes, I take it. And then when I'm giving it back, he was like, I don't know what to do. What do I do?
I do. I say thank you.
No. Where now, you know, over time, and that's been time, patience, understanding.
A lot of pleasantries that you want in your relationship, you have to work on it. Like, thank you, please.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I apologize. I love you. Yeah, are you okay? Let's talk.
Yeah.
You don't seem to be all right. You know, sometimes you have to check your partner's emotional state. You have to be so much in sync that you like, yo, if you're not good, I'm not good. And that's something that, I mean, I even had to, there were some times when I had to tell Tara that I'm like, yo, if you're not where you want to be emotionally, physically, financially, then I can't be emotionally, financially, and physically okay, and you're not, and I'm still okay with that. So it's like, whatever concerns you concerns me, and we work together on all of those things. And I'm like,
we do. That's the craziest thing, and we'll get into that more, is where we started at and where we're at now. You guys would not even, you had to be there, child. You just had to be there. Yeah, especially this year.
This year is like whatever we talked about. It was like it was happening right before our eyes, and in some of the most not normal ways. You know, we're always forward thinking, moving, looking. Yeah. You know, we try not to look back, because if we look back, then what are we doing?
There's no point.
A lot of people that know me, know what I've been through. A lot of people know that I was kind of pessimistic about relationships at one time, but now I'm like, you know, happiness is real. It can happen, and you can find someone that loves you the way that you want to be loved without you having to have coached them. I always used to tell people, you know, God is preparing somebody for you, and you know, people will tell you that, and you don't want to believe it half the time, but I always used to say, you know, I shouldn't have to tell somebody how to treat me. And then some people say, well, yeah, you got to mold your partner. But at my age, I don't have time to teach Tara how to treat me. And the thing of it is that the way her parents are toward me, the way her parents are toward each other, and the home that she's grown up in, and the love that she's been shown from her parents, she's a very loving person, very caring person, and I never expected to meet someone who seemingly has been taught how to treat me. And I can honestly say, you know, this is my wife. You know, she's mine, she's not yours. And I mean, I don't know who liked her, who she dated or whatever, but all I know is if she was someone else's that she had met or had been with, she would be with them, and vice versa. Yeah. I can honestly say that, you know, I'm not the person that I was before I met Tara, because when I met Tara, I began to check my boxes. I began to check who I was in the relationship, to the point where when I look back on my past, I'm like, I don't even like the dude I was in previous relationships. I don't even like that guy. You know, good, bad, or indifferent, I still was looking at the other person trying to see if they qualify to be with me, rather than looking at myself to see if I'm qualified to be with them, or qualified to be who I raised to be who I am, who I'm comfortable being. Am I afraid of talking in my sleep around Tara? No.
It's hilarious.
Because I dream about this woman when I'm sleeping next to her.
It's hilarious. Love it.
She's an all my
Jeff is
dreams.
genuinely just a beautiful person. Even when I met him and started to really get to know you, I was like, God, he's a good guy. He just needs to be loved. And I told you that. I really felt like that. I was like, damn, he's such a good guy. He just needs to be loved correctly. And I left it just like that in my brain. I didn't tell him that at the time. But who would think I'd be the one that gets the chance to love him? So I'm grateful that he's in my life. Oh my God. I can't imagine him not being in my life. Mm-hmm. So when people ask me, girl, what made you get married? I could not imagine Jeff not being in my life.
Yeah, we both got to a point where we were like, I don't want to not see you.
Yeah. And I was like,
I want to see you tomorrow. I want to see
really
you
like you.
Yeah.
And I want to continue liking you. And I genuinely like him. I love him, yes. But I like him. Jeffrey, you my man. If you can't do it, nobody can. And I meant that. I've been saying that for the longest. So, yeah.
She has.
But down below in the comment section, y'all, we can't wait to see your comments. This is part 1. We got 2 more installments. Because we got to get through the pandemic year.
Got to get through the pandemic.
And this year, honey, y'all ain't going to believe it.
This year has been crazy.
But comment down below, and we can't wait to see your comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is probably going to be a hefty one, but y'all have been wanting to see it. So
I gained a wife through the pandemic and like 30 pounds. And I'm only asking her to help me lose the 30 pounds. I'm not trying to lose my wife.
I gained a husband and something else that I'll let you guys know about.
A husband. Yeah, we got a crib. We got a house.
Yeah. We did.
We got a house, and that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Oh my God. Wait till y'all hear about that.
Woo.
It's not even all the houses we looked at, and then we're going to talk about this later.
Don't give too much.
I'm just saying, all the houses we looked at, you know, Tara kept saying, Jeffrey, I don't care. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be with you.
Yeah.
And then we end up with a house that exceeded our expectations. Okay, and I told her, I said, everything about our relationship has been exceeding of my expectations.
And be careful what you ask God for, because He'll give it to you.
He'll give it to you.
As long as you're in the right place for it and your intentions are good. Because sometimes people ask God for things and God be like, you kidding, right? You ain't getting that shit. So sorry.
God ain't cussing nobody out, but
no,
He will tell you you're not going to get it.
Knows my heart. He knows my heart. He really, and He gives me the desires of my heart and more. That's the truth. But we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. God bless. Bye. You better know my outro.